Hello, Poker News. I am Aaron Webster, and I'm here with the Billy Baxter, one of the most famous poker players that I think I've even heard of, aka Fast Track. 7 WSOP bracelets over multiple decades, almost all the past decades since the 70s. What would it mean to you to win a WSOP bracelet 20 years later?
Well, you know, I don't play much anymore because just like this, last night we played till 2:30 in the morning. And I do a lot of sports betting, so I get up at 5:30 or 6. I was up this morning at 6. It's just hard to compete with the young guys who are playing so many hours. It's just not really worth it. But I like to play poker still, but I like to be able to quit when I get ready. So I play mostly cash. I just decided to play the main event this year. I'm glad I did, but
Why did you come back?
Well, I actually had a bet, which I won. I bet a guy $80,000 that I would go the furthest in the money, but
okay.
you had to cash in order to win the bet. He went out a few days ago, but I had to get to the money in order to win the bet. So I made $80,000 there and 10 on the tournament or something like that. So I guess that's a good day's
Overall,
work.
pretty successful, I'd say.
Yeah, something like that.
So how do you think the poker players have changed over the last 20 years?
Well, you know, they study a lot more. They work at it, and they have a lot of new things that I really don't. I just play by the seat of my britches, so to speak. They kind of know a lot about everything, but actually Hold'em's not my main game. I'm mostly a low ball player.
I noticed that.
And I play
6 bracelets in it.
Yeah, I play in a game in California now where it's pretty juicy, actually. It's unbelievable.
You make those sound like there's some secrets I should know about.
I tell you the truth, if you like poker, you should. There's like 5 guys in the game that all worth over 100 million, and they've never even played the game. They just like to gamble. And one of them's the biggest legal marijuana grower in California, and he only makes $1.6 million a month, so he's got a little disposable income.
Only?
Yeah, so that's what we do. I try to rob the rich and give to the poor.
Which I've actually noticed as well. You have a historical landmark case against the U.S. government that made poker, or I guess gambling in total, actually like marked as a business expense.
Right.
Did you know that you were going to change the world really that much when you first did it?
You know, to fight your government is usually a task you don't want to take on. So back in the day, the Binions were very influential in poker. And we talked about it a lot, and Jack was one of the ones that really influenced me to do it. He said, you know, you're right, Billy, about what this case is about. He says, you should go do this. And so I thought about it, and I says, a lot of people don't understand what the case was about. In other words, this was when taxes were 50% already. I had paid that on quite a bit of money. And then they came in and said, you know, gambling is just luck. This is not working like having a job. This is not earned income. We wanted you to pay us another 20%. So they were wanting 70% on the money. So I went to my accountant, and he said, well, you know how the IRS is, if you don't win, you'll be paying penalties and interest forever. So we paid the 20% under protest. And then we sued them for the money back.
And you won.
And we did win. So that made it where you could have things like KEO plans and deductions like any other businessman.
And what year was that?
Early 80s.
Well, speaking of the early 80s, you may notice something in my hand right here. These are some of the WSOP yearbooks that I want you to take a couple looks through. Okay. I marked the pages that you're in, all the way from '86. I have you right here.
It's a little grumpy there. Oh yeah, that's him.
Can you point yourself out here?
Surely I can. Yeah, right here. That's right.
Some of your most notable moments.
You know, I was also in the boxing business too. I had 3 world champions.
You've done it all. Did you go boxing to poker or poker to boxing?
You know, I did it because I like to bet. And I would go to the gyms to see who was working out and how they looked and all. And I decided that the people around boxing I didn't think they were as smart as they looked or as they thought they were. So I decided to get in it, and I did pretty well with it.
I'm so happy to hear that. Now you're doing pretty well here.
Well, I'm still here anyway.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Baxter, the legend yourself. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you.
To follow along with Mr. Baxter as well as all the other main event stuff, make sure you follow along on PokerNews.com, powered by Club GG.